Well, first of all, I'd like to thank our trusted business partners of Alma for this great opportunity to be here to talk with you today about a subject that's really near and dear to me, and I think is really near and dear to anybody that operates within an organization. So I'm going to walk you through 5 fundamentals that if you apply, I will make you a personal guarantee that you will succeed. So that's my personal guarantee. You need to apply these 5 fundamentals in any organization you're in and you will be successful. I'm going to start off by just talking a little bit about Champion Pet Foods. So as you heard from Sean, we're currently marketing our products, selling our products in 63, actually it's now close to 70 countries around the world. And that's from Morinville, Alberta. Get that for a second, 70 countries around the world from Morinville, Alberta. So what allows Champion Pet Foods to be able to do that? Well, the key thing is that we have a network of trusted supply partners. Without partners like Alma, key partners on our ingredient side, and key partners in all of our equipment and processing and our ability to cook wonderful foods, we would not be successful. But what do we really deliver? Do you think we deliver dog and cat food? Well, that's an element of it. The reality is around the world, we're able to deliver trust, we're able to deliver peace of mind and consistency to pet lovers around the world. So you can find us in Lethbridge, you can find us in Los Angeles, you can find us in Paris, Ontario, you can find us in Paris, France, you can find us in Red Deer, you can find us in the Red Square, you can find us in Toronto, you can find us in Tokyo. So it's pretty exciting for me or any of my staff that get the opportunity to travel, or if any of you are traveling to any of those cities, to be able to stop and take a look at what Alberta is capable of doing. What was Champion also capable of doing with all these trusted supply partners and trusted relationships? We're able to double the amount of wonderful food we can put out to the marketplace every 36 months. We're able to deliver to markets, growing at a pace of 10 to 15 markets every 2 to 3 years. What we do is we consume 7 to 10 semi-loads of fresh regional ingredients every day. So if you can think about that, you can picture a semi-truck pulling in 7 to 10 semi-loads every single day. We're able to consume of fresh regional ingredients. That includes things like fresh chicken, fresh beef, fresh pork, fresh bison, fresh fish, fresh eggs. So near and dear to, I'm sure, many of your hearts here as well. And the other thing we're able to do, and we heard about it a little earlier from our speaker, is we have the ability to actually position our products in the marketplace. And actually I've learned something in the last little while, is super premium just doesn't cut it, does not describe it. We have a whole different philosophy for what we provide to the marketplace, and I'm going to cover some of that throughout my presentation. So, as Sean said, I'm going to talk about the 5 essential elements. The very first one I'm going to talk about is the importance of having a compelling vision, mission, and values. Now, I'm sure many of you have thought about this and thought, you know what, every company has them. Every organization puts them on the, in laminated pictures up on the wall, and they point to them from time to time. Well, what I'm going to suggest to you is it's got to be much deeper than that. At Champion, we take very seriously the vision, mission, and values. We are relentless, and I will emphasize relentless, at pursuing them. We try to create 100% understanding and commitment within and around our organization for what those values stand for, what our mission stands for, and what our vision is. So our other key thing is it has to be meaningful. If it's not meaningful to every individual that we interact with, then we haven't done our job. We have not created that clear understanding. It has to be powerful and evident to everybody what we stand for. So as I said before, we don't really stand for dog and cat food. We stand for trust. We stand for confidence. We stand for reliability. It also represents what the organization is there to do. So when you say Champion Pet Foods, or more importantly our brands of origin and Acana in the marketplace, it should conjure up a very powerful image to consumers, to retailers, and to suppliers. We're very focused on providing that kind of emotion behind what we do. And it also clarifies the importance of building confidence within the organization. A clear vision, mission, and values creates an opportunity for a company to be able to step out and for its leaders to take chances and to take advantage of opportunities that you would not think would be possible, and oftentimes against many odds. So compelling mission, mission, and values. As an illustration, I'm going to play a little vignette, not related to the pet food industry, not related to the industries that we're talking about here, but I want you to watch for a leader and what this leader was able to do with the confidence that everybody in his organization was committed to the vision, mission, and values.
Annihilation. Listen carefully, Leonidas. Xerxes conquers and controls everything he rests his eyes upon. He leads an army so massive, it shakes the ground with its march. So vast, it drinks the rivers dry. All the God King Xerxes requires is this, a simple offering of earth and water, a token of Sparta's submission to the will of Xerxes.
Submission. Now that's a bit of a problem. See, rumor has it, the Athenians have already turned you down. And if those philosophers and boy lovers have found that kind of nerve, then...
We must be diplomatic.
And of course, Spartans have their reputation to consider.
Choose your next words carefully, Leonidas. They may be your last as king. Madman. You're a madman.
Air and water. But you'll find plenty of both down there.
No man, Persian or Greek, no man threatens a messenger.
You bring the crowns and heads of conquered kings to my city steps. You insult my queen. You threaten my people with slavery and death. Oh, I've chosen my words carefully, Persian. Perhaps you should have done the same.
This is blasphemy. This is madness.
Madness. This is Sparta!
So you think we don't face that in the world market? You don't think that Champion Petfoods from Morinville, Alberta, doesn't face that in the marketplace, dealing with multinationals, with multi-million-dollar advertising campaigns, with multi-million-dollar sales forces? We face that every day. But what we have is a very clear vision, very clear mission, and very clear values. Champion Petfoods' vision is trusted by pet lovers worldwide. All right, the interactive part of the session. How many pet lovers in the room? Okay, 70%? Wow. Okay, second one is, how many can remember the children's names before the pets' names? Okay? We've now reduced that to about 50%. All right, third one is show me the tattoo of your dog or cat. All right, so now we're talking pet lovers. So we're not after pet likers, pet keepers, pet owners. That's not our market. We absolutely are looking after the people who are fanatical, who understand, who are educated, who research, who every single day want to know, just like we heard earlier today, people want to know where their food's coming from. You think pet lovers don't want to know where their food's coming from? And we can clearly and honestly tell them at Champion that we can get their, that we do get their foods made from fresh regional ingredients. Our mission statement: we make biologically appropriate foods. We don't make organic, we don't make natural, we don't make a lot of other things that you hear. We say we make foods that are designed for the eating anatomy of the cats and dogs that we feed. So people understand that if a dog or cat was designed to eat what? Corn? Sorghum? What do you think they were designed to eat? Meat. And one kind of meat? A variety of meat. So you can start to see how the vision and the mission start to blend together. We make our products from fresh regional ingredients. That means all of you in this room that are participating in this conference are critical to our success. Whether you're directly related in the production side of the business, the planning, the strategy, the innovation, the science, all critical to the success of our products in the marketplace, our foods. And then the final part is we never outsource. So what's the uncompromising component of what we say? Is we say it's biologically appropriate from fresh regional ingredients, but we can guarantee you one thing, and it's an absolute guarantee: every single kibble that arrives in your dog's or cat's bowl, we've made. Our people have made. Albertans have made. People in Morinville have made. 100% guaranteed. So that uncompromising view builds what? Trust. We also look for key business and strategic partners that share a common vision. So not ironically, but very, very factually, Alma's vision, they're looking to develop a profitable and internationally competitive industry using fresh meats, or using based on meats in this province. Critical alignment for us. Element number 2, having clearly defined goals and objectives. So what that really means is we can't be everything to everybody. We are not interested in satisfying various tiers in the marketplace. We've clearly picked our mark, and we've established goals and objectives to relentlessly pursue that. We measure everything. We measure the food safety, we measure the quality, we measure the degree of ingredients that we use and the types. We measure the relationships that we have. We invest heavily in trusted relationships with all of our supply partners so that we spend time interacting with them, helping them to understand our story so that they can better help us with our story. And there's also an issue, though sometimes it's easy in an organization to get caught up in overemphasizing one goal versus another. So anybody ever had the production versus quality dilemma in their organization? I think a few people are shaking their head on that one. So maybe I'll just give you a little demonstration of what can happen sometime if you put one objective well over or above another objective. So remember, this vignette is going to give you a quality assurance objective to get started with, and it's going to shift.
Now, this is your last chance. If one piece of candy gets past you and into the packing room unwrapped, you're fired.
Yes, ma'am.
Let her roll!
Oh, this is easier. Yeah, we can handle this okay.
doing splendidly. Speed it up a little!
Jeff, does that ever feel like you? Never. So the importance of having a well-balanced set of objectives and emphasizing all of them and having measures and tools to make sure that all of your objectives are being pursued and not emphasizing or overemphasizing one versus the other. The third part is effective organizational structures. So you have to be clear of who's doing what their roles and responsibilities are, and what you can expect for execution and delivery. The structure allows for effective communication across an organization. It really allows you and the team members all to support each other. So if everybody's clear on what their position is, how they're playing, and what their game plan is, then their ability to support one another will enhance the success of the organization. And also, every player has to play their position. Has to be really clear that they have to look after their role and responsibility before they venture off to try to assist others. The best analogy I use here is, how many NFL offensive linemen have scored a winning touchdown in a Super Bowl, in the history of the Super Bowl? Any ideas? Actually, 0. Why is that? Do you think any would want to go down in the record books? But they know their role, they know their position, they know what their responsibility is. One of the other things, though, that having the proper organizational structures with the proper skills and competencies within the organization allows you to do is it allows leaders to recognize that they can depend on the expertise of others. Now, many of you that are entrepreneurs or run your own business will recognize that oftentimes you got to be, what's the term, jack of all trades, master of none. Well, sometimes leaders need to clearly recognize the impact of the strengths in their organization and allow the people that are good at things to do the things they're good at.
And I think I hear something now. The crowd is moving out into the parking area. And, oh yes, I can see it now. It's a helicopter. And it's coming this way.
A helicopter?
It's flying something behind it. I can't quite make it out. It's a large banner. And it says, Happy Thanksgiving. From W. Ladies and gentlemen, what a sight. The copter seems to be circling the parking area now. I guess it's looking for a place to land. No, something just came out of the back of the helicopter. It's a dark object. Perhaps a skydiver plummeting to the earth from only 2,000 feet into the air. Second to the third. There's no parachutes yet.
Happy skydivers. I can't tell just yet what they are, but... Oh, my God, they're talking! Oh, Johnny, can you get this? Oh, they're crashing to the earth right in front of our eyes! One just went through the windshield of a parked car! This is terrible. The crowd is
running around pushing each other. Oh, my goodness! Oh, the humanity! Oh, people are running about. The turkeys are hitting the ground like sacks of wet cement. I don't know how much longer the crowd is running for their lives. I think I'm going to step inside. I can't stay out here and watch this any longer. No, I can't go in there.
Children are searching for their mothers, and oh, not since the Hindenburg tragedy has there been anything like this. I don't know how much longer I can hold my position here, Johnny. The crowd...
Les, are you there? Les isn't there. Thanks for that on-the-spot report, Les. For those of you who just tuned in, the Pinedale Shopping Mall has just been bombed with live turkey. Film at 11.
Should have worked.
Son, can I help you?
No, I'm fine.
Sir, it was the most unusual promotion idea I ever heard of. Never been anything else like it.
No, I don't suppose there has. As God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly.
So there's many days I feel like Mr. Carlson and I've got the next great marketing idea, but the good thing I know is I've got the world expert right beside me that can work on those things and make them happen. It's a recognition that team members all have a key role. Get the right team members around you. Make sure they have all the resources they need and that they require to make their job successful, and you will succeed. Enabling systems and processes, I'm not going to touch much on this other than knowing as you grow an organization and of any kind or description, you will require more process, decision-making criteria, allow people more freedom and flexibility, but all working within the framework of the vision, mission, and values. You have to ensure that the right information is being provided to encourage and ensure the organization has the decision-making ability based on the facts. So a lot of relentless activity and effort to build a fact-based organization, no matter what kind of organization it is. And also recognizing what decisions are based on. And then just the final element number 5, or the success fundamental number 5, is really engaged people. We talked about, we heard this morning from our guest speaker about the importance of people at the Calgary Co-op. I think we all know and recognize that the importance of people in every organization is critical. But I'm just going to let a gentleman, Mr. Collins, some of you have heard the great story. He's just going to say it way better than I could, and then we'll move on to a conclusion.
I've always loved the story Silver Blaze, which is the Sherlock Holmes story where at the end of the case, the constable asks Holmes, what was the key to the case? And Holmes says it was the curious incident of the dog in the nighttime. And the constable says, but the dog didn't do anything in the nighttime. Yes, that was the curious incident. The dog didn't bark. And so therefore, I knew the criminal must have been somebody who knew the dog. In our research, it is the dogs that do not bark that often give us some of the best clues. And the dogs that do not bark helped us see the who principle. Now, you would think that if you're leading a company from good to great, one of the things you would expect to see, one of the dogs you would expect to bark, is that you would find very motivating and charismatic leaders who could infuse motivation into the troops so that they would go out and do good to great things. Well, as our research unfolded, what we found is that most of the good to great leaders had had a charisma bypass. They couldn't motivate anybody as just a pure motivational force. That's not how they led. But then when we began asking them, how did you get alignment? How did you get people motivated behind what you were trying to do? The dog just didn't bark. They didn't spend any time on that. That's not how they led. And we scratched our heads a little bit. How would you make sense of the fact that you're getting a whole company to go in a different direction, and yet the leaders who made this happen didn't invest in figuring out how to motivate people, how to inspire people, how to get people behind the flywheel? And this is when we learn something. See, if you have the right people, they're already motivated. The right people are self-motivated. The right people are self-disciplined. And the challenge of management, the challenge of leadership is not how to figure out how to motivate the wrong people into the right people. It's how to get the right people and then not do all the stupid management things that tend to demotivate the already motivated people.
So engaged people. And what do engaged people bring to the table? They bring their personal commitment. Remember that, personal commitment. And what do they require in return? Frequent feedback and communication. Yeah, all the other things have to be taken care of, but frequent feedback and communication, support. Not a high price to pay for engaged people. So there we have it, folks. The 5 essential elements. Remember, my personal guarantee to your success. Clear, compelling vision, mission, and values. Clearly defined goals and objectives. Supporting organizational structures. Enabling systems and processes, and engaged people. Simple statements, lots of work. So don't take my word for it. You know, I'm excited where I work. I'm excited about coming to work every day. I generally stay fairly long there because I enjoy it. I know all my colleagues, and I appreciate them being here to support me on this and participate in this program. I think every single person to a person understands the power and impact that this is having in our organization. But let's maybe take a quick look on an example that many of you would understand and many of you would appreciate for how critical those 5 fundamentals really are.
I'm going to step off the limb. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Columbia, this is Houston, ALS, over.
Houston, Columbia, on the high gate, over.
Roger, the EVA is progressing beautifully. They're setting up the flag now. I guess you're about the only person around that doesn't have TV coverage of the scene.
That's all right, I don't mind a bit.
They've got the flag up now, and you can see the stars and stripes on the lunar surface.
Are you getting a TV picture now, Houston?
Neil, yes, we are getting a TV picture. You're in our field of view now.
I'd like to evaluate the various paces that a person can traveling on the lunar surface. You do have to be. All right, you do have to be rather careful to keep track of where your center of mass is. Sometimes it takes about 2 or 3 paces to make sure that you've got your feet underneath you. And about 2 or 3 or maybe 4 easy paces can bring you to a fairly smooth stop. Like a football player, you just have to put out to the side and cut a little bit.
Thank you very much.